Welcome, welcome everyone. I just want to take a second and welcome you to this Plexus family, to this community. You are a wellness warrior. You're one of us. And some of us have already been successful at replacing our income or what have you. Some of us only want to just get our products covered. Whatever your personal goal is, we want to help you with that. And we want it to feel authentic and like you're serving others and not putting out, sales flyers or whatever. We want this to feel authentic. So we wanted to create this series of Zooms. We actually have done this in the past. Whitney created an amazing document. It's a PDF and it's got different links to different videos with the step-by-step instructions. So tonight we're going to be discussing video 1 and 2. I'm going to touch on them, but I'm going to go over some other things. And if you have not watched those yet, it's totally okay. The videos are really short, under 5 minutes each. It won't take you much time, so you can go and review those later. Next week Whitney will be leading the discussion, and we'll be going over videos 3 and 4. And so we're just going to walk you through this because we know that a lot of you, myself included, most people come to this for the products, and we fall in love with them. And we know that they can help other people, and it would be really great to not come out of pocket. It would be really great to have purpose. It'd be really great to have community. It'd be amazing to have extra income because inflation is what it is, right? I'll try not to swear. I tend to swear. But so inflation is what it is. So anyway, we're here to help you because we know that a lot of people don't come with a sales background, and some people have a lot of hangups around sales. I know I did. So we want to help you as you step out of the comfort zone so that you feel like you've got the tools and you feel confident in doing this. So my name is Meghan McClenny, and I came to this, like I said, for the products. I was really hesitant to share because I had a lot of hangups around sales, but I felt like people needed to know about these products. And so I felt kind of called to share, but I didn't quite know how to do it. And so I had an amazing mentor in Whitney War, and she is here to support all of us, but we want to make this duplicatable and doable for all of us. So over the next 3 weeks, that's what we're going to be doing. Actually, it's going to be over the next 4 weeks. We're going to skip a week. So we've got this week. Next week, same bat time, same bat place. Whitney's going to be leading it. The following week, we're all going to be at convention. A lot of us are going to be at convention in Las Vegas. So that week, we won't be having a Zoom. But then the next week, Stacy Porritt is going to be leading us on the third session. So I'm going to talk about tonight, lesson 1 and lesson 2. Video 1 talks about the shout out post. So a lot of you have already outed yourself on social media that you're using these products, you're loving them, and you've put out a shout out post. If you haven't yet, that's kind of step 1. It puts out feelers, it puts it out there. I'm loving this, it's helping me so far, and I'd love an accountability partner. That's not salesy, it's just I'm excited about this, and I'd love an accountability partner, and it's opening it up to others. So if you are like me, I used the products for a good 1.5 years before I put it out there. So it's almost easier if you are willing to put it out there from day one, because then people are allowed to follow your journey and they're watching those little wins unfold. However, that's not, if that's not your story, if you're coming to this and sharing later on, that's normal too. A lot of people do that, and I was one of them. So you can still put out that first post. It's just going to look a little bit different, and your sponsor can help you write that. Don't overthink it. It can be something. I wrote up one today. I've been taking some supplements on the sly. I expected to use the 60-day money back guarantee when I didn't feel different, but here I am, 6 months in, and I'm loving it. It takes no time. Busy mamas need simple, and most importantly, it's effective. The more I learn, the more I know this can help others. If you're struggling with your weight, energy, mood, sleep, you should look at gut health. It's at the root of so many health issues. I'd love to share what's helped me. I have a promo code and would love some accountability partners if you're ready to feel better than you have in years. Again, Not salesy, just an idea, but that's one way that you could put it out there if you haven't yet done so and you've been using the products for a while. So when doing these initial posts, we want your friends and family to see it. This is important. So make that post public so that we can get and tell your sponsor, or you can tag your sponsor in it, but so that we can get a couple of friends to like and comment on it. And that's going to boost it in the algorithms. And I'm going to talk about algorithms a little bit more in a second. You don't need to tag your sponsor in every post that you do, but if you do one that's kind of vulnerable and you want some support on it, heck yeah, tag them or shoot them a heads up, or definitely if it's your first, so that we can help it get going in the algorithms a little bit. Video 2, it talks about what to do with the likers and commenters. So you want to comment on all the comments, because that doubles the engagement and it tells Facebook that people are paying attention to this post, and it starts to show it to more and more people. It test drives it a little bit when you put it out there. It shows it to like your 5 best friends, and if somebody comments on it, then it starts to show it to more people. So it's a matter of gaining momentum in the algorithms. So you want to comment on those comments, and you want to keep note of who's liking your post, because that is something that I did. I didn't comment on my friend Janelle's post, but I did hit the like button, kind of sort of hoping she would reach out to me because I was too shy to comment. So that can be very vulnerable. Some people are so stingy with the likes. So that could be very vulnerable, and that's permission for you to reach out to them and offer information. So you want to keep an eye on those. So you want to reach out to all those likers and commenters. And then when you reach out to them, you want to find out how we can help them. You want to get them in conversation, and then you can loop them in a 3-way chat with your sponsor. Why do we want to do 3-way chats? For a few reasons. Number 1, third-party validation. Have you ever said to your husband, we should go for Chinese food? And he's like, I don't like Chinese food. And then your friend comes along and is like, oh, we should all go for Chinese food. And he's like, yeah, we should all go for Chinese food. And you're like, who are you, right? It's because they needed to hear it from somebody else. And then they go and they enjoy the Chinese food. So same idea here. It's third-party validation. It also takes the pressure off you to feel like you have to know all the answers to all the questions that they might ask, because you're going to tell yourself a lot of stories about, oh, they're going to ask a question, I'm not going to know the answer. So you don't even have to worry about that. Okay. It also, your sponsor has all the tools, videos, graphics, photos right at their fingertips. And if they don't have them, they know where to find them quickly. And that's something that you're going to learn. And then the 4th reason for doing 3-way chats is it allows you to see what tools they're using, so that then you're learning the systems, and then you're going to feel confident doing it on your own and eventually teaching it to someone else. But it's all about teaching somebody a flow and a system. So after we put up that first post, we are all, I think, at least I was feeling so vulnerable and exposed when I put that out, especially when you first start posting, but even later on, even now, sometimes if I put up a vulnerable post, it just feels vulnerable and exposed. And we're assuming that everyone is seeing it. And so if it doesn't get engagement, then the story that a lot of us tell ourselves is that nobody cares. And that's just not true. Or you might tell yourself that your audience, your friends, are not supportive and they don't care and they're not interested. And none of that is true. Those are just stories that we're telling ourselves. If you don't get engagement on a post, it doesn't mean anything about you or about your friends, because human behavior is human behavior. So it's going to be the same. So if Carol puts up a post and it gets tons of engagement, and I put up a post and it gets no engagement, it doesn't mean that Carol's friends are more supportive than my friends. It does, Carol? Okay. It means nobody saw my post. Why did nobody see my post? It could be it's something happening in the algorithms that has nothing to do with the post itself, nothing to do with my friends not being supportive. So I want you to understand that because that's going to happen. It might happen on that very vulnerable first post, and then you think, oh, this isn't going to work for me. I'm not good at this. My friends aren't into this. And that's just not true. It's that it Facebook did not show it to them for some reason or another, and that is all fixable. So there's tips and tricks for social media. And tonight, this afternoon, I sat down and I made a PDF with some tips and tricks that I wish I had known when I started. And so I will share that with you. I'm not very tech savvy, so I don't know how to put it in the comments, but I can send it in Messenger or in email, and I'll share that with you. And there's some tips and tricks there. Sorry, somebody have a question? No? Okay. Um, so your brain wants to keep you in your comfort zone, and this is out of the comfort zone. So just know that and just lean into it and let us hold your hand through that. Possible reasons why you may not get much engagement on your post could be that you posted it at a wonky time. So I'm just going to tell you, like, don't post at 1 in the morning. Not going to get much engagement, right? Think about when you're on social media. I scroll, I wish I didn't do it. It's not a good habit, but I scroll from bed. And I bet a lot of other people do too. So post at bedtime or post first thing in the morning or lunchtime when people are on their lunch hour. Don't post at 2 a.m. because it's not going to get much engagement. Another little tip is when you post about Plexus, don't post anything else for like 12 to 24 hours, especially if it's gaining momentum. Why? Because that tells Facebook, old news, she wants us to put up this one now, and they stop sharing that post as much with people. So you could be inadvertently hurting your algorithms with some of these little things. Another one is don't put a link in your post because Facebook does not want you sending people away from their site. So you might have a great video to share, but you got to do the arrow down and be like, link in the comments, and put that video link in the comments. So I have some other tips and tricks like that, like I said, that I've put in my little PDF, do's and don'ts, things that will help you. You may also, oh, I already went over that one, post over your post. The other thing to remember is not everybody is going to see your post. Facebook is not going to show it to everyone. So that makes consistent posting even more important. All your friends aren't going to see every post that you put up. So you need to tell your story different ways multiple times. And you also need to tell other people's stories. So I battled with depression, but if I only post about my story, then somebody scrolling might think that this helps people with depression. And if they don't struggle with depression, it's not for them. So you've got to post a variety of things, and you want to reach out to your friends and that you know that are already struggling with things. So if you know somebody that's struggling with migraines, do what I call intentional posting. You're going to find yourself a testimony about migraines, and that's going to be your testimony Tuesday or whatever you want to post about, whatever day you want to post testimonies. Testimonies really speak to people. They say that stories sell and facts tell. But I'm a nerd, so I like some facts. So if you're a nerd, you probably hang with the nerds. So your nerdy friends might like some facts. So don't be afraid to put a little science in your post. If you want to attract business builders, you're going to need to post about the income opportunity. So think about those things. Whoops. Sorry. I set lots of alarms for myself. And And think about those things. If you're somebody that has not been on social media much in the past, then you also want to just start getting active on social media. You don't want to just show up to social media and post about Plexus because that's going to look salesy. You want to share your life. So the goal is like 2 non-Plexus posts to 1 Plexus post. And you don't want to share graphics or pictures of your products because that doesn't create any curiosity. We want to create curiosity so we can get people in conversation and find out how to better help and serve them. So I think that kind of wraps up. I don't even know what time it is. I went super fast. That kind of wraps up, but I have all of these tips in my little PDF. So does anyone have any questions for me so far about video 1 and 2 or about social media? No?
Hey Megan, sorry, my camera's off, but I sent a message. Can you talk
Okay.
about some of the red flags on social media?
Sure. Red flag. So like red flag words.
Sure, in case people don't really know, like, and they start posting things and all of a sudden the policia come out.
Police, yeah. So what Aaron's referring to is that we want to be compliant. So Plexus won't claim to cure, treat, or diagnose anything. So it's better if we don't post about so I struggled with depression. So sometimes it's better to say that I struggled with my mood and I struggled with my energy level and I napped all the time because those were symptoms of depression without saying like a medical term. Occasionally, Plexus will notice that you've posted something that could be construed as a medical term, and you'll get an email from them and they'll ask you to take it down. They're just doing it to protect themselves and to protect all of us. It's nothing that you have to worry about if you get one of those emails. We've all gotten them. It's totally okay. They're not going to close your account, anything like that. But I would encourage you to focus on the symptoms, like I said. Why? Because that casts a wider net. So it doesn't matter what my diagnosis was. If I say that I struggled with my mood and my energy and my sleep, that could apply to a lot of people. And that's relatable to a lot of people. And you're going to get people messaging you saying, I have really, really crappy sleep. So Carol's saying it's definitely rare. If it happens, it is really rare. It happened to me when I got to gold. So I had I had like 20 people that I'd sponsored, and I thought that they were calling me or they were emailing me to congratulate me, but apparently I had used a diagnosis. And I was like, you kidding me? Like, I'm a rock star. I thought you were calling to congratulate me. But
I will share what happened to me. I was out of town when they sent me the email, and they sent it like on a Thursday and I didn't see it. And then by the time I saw it, they actually did close my account. So do respond to it, but don't be afraid of it. It's not scary. They're just really telling you it's because I missed the email. It was totally my fault. I I guess I shouldn't have told you that because I'm probably scaring you. But just
no,
let your sponsor know, and they can tell you how to take care of it. But
it was,
and do respond. Don't just ignore it. That's all.
that's good. Yeah. And
And
they won't
and by
close.
closed your account doesn't mean
Oh,
Carol.
no. For like
Yeah,
a day, and then
You
I
make that sound
cleared
really
it and I
scary,
emailed it and
Carol.
I reopened it.
she
Oh my
couldn't
gosh,
log
thank
in.
you.
She couldn't
As
log
I
in.
was talking, I was like, I probably shouldn't be saying that.
I wouldn't even worry about that at this point. Quite
Mm-mm.
honestly, on the down low, I'm going to tell you, be all kinds of non-compliant if you want to in the beginning. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that, but it is a really good reminder, Erin, thank you, that you will cast a wider net, because if you post about PCOS, there's a ton of PCOS testimonies, then people are scrolling are going to be like, oh, this helps with PCOS, I don't have that. And they keep scrolling. But if you post about how frustrated you felt that you were parenting from the couch, oh, a lot of people are going to relate to that, and it does not matter what the diagnosis was. So, thank you, Erin. Good question. Um, let's see, I'm gonna look at the chat. Okay. Any other little questions or comments or things to add? Whitney, no? I thought you were good.
No, I was trying to like figure out how to mute myself because I thought I had some background noise, but yeah, just a reminder, post like the more variety of things you post, because obviously like you have all kinds of different friends. Some
Mhm.
friends are going to be like the sciencey, nerdy friends like Megan that want to know the science behind the products and why they're effective. But for the most part, it's really the stories that sell to people. So I would really encourage you to post testimonies more than you post anything else about Plexus, like,
Yep.
and a wide variety of different kinds of testimonies that are going to speak to all different kinds of people. You know, when you think of all the operations of our body and the different ways that these products help different people, it's just, I mean, you could post an amazing testimony every day and never run out of testimonies. And also a good thought too is it's basic like standard accepted rule of thumb. If you see a Plexus post that you like, go ahead and use it. You don't have to ask permission from that person. If, hey, I saw this post, do you mind if I use that? You don't have to do that. Like we all share everything.
Yes, and
So
I want to piggyback off that. I've got something to show you, but Carol, you want to share something?
I was just going to say, especially in the beginning, make sure to keep updating your story too. If you do one post of like, hey, I'm doing this, then a week or two, tell your story because your friends are kind of like secretly following you. But yes, for sure, share other stories because they don't want to just hear stories. But if you're like, I'm feeling so much better, I have so much more energy, they want to hear what's going on with you because I always tell people at least the first month or two, talk a lot about yourself because they're kind of watching you to see what's going on with you. So you can share other people's stories for sure, but for sure share yours several times. Don't just do it one and done.
Right. And since we have a couple of minutes, what I'm going to do, I wish I had known how to do this earlier. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go to Facebook right now. And so most of you, all of you are probably in the information page for Wellness Warriors. It's truly one of my favorite pages. Whitney created it, and it's our information and testimony page. We tell people it's a private resource group so that they know that it's, you know, nobody's going to contact them from it. And I call it a resource page so that people can look things up. But so if I want to post a testimony about migraines, I'm going to go to the search bar here and I'm going to type in migraine. And that's going to bring up, let's just go with this one. And I'm going to click on, what you want to do is you want to make Facebook think that you are the original creator of this content, because if you hit share, it's not going to show it to very many people. So you want to click on this, and it's a little bit easier on your phone, but you want to download the photo, and then you want to copy and paste the words and just put it on your feed like you were the original creator of that. You can alter it a little bit and be like, Denise shares or whatever. But if you're scrolling and you see a good post, then you save the post and you can create files. So I have a Plexus post here, a Plexus file here, and I save it. And then it's saved to Plexus. And then when I am scrolling my social media and I'm like, oh, I need to put up a post, I'm going to click here and I can go, actually, I know how to do this really quickly on my phone, but I don't know how on my computer. Does anybody know? I'm going to go, oh, it's over here, right? To saved.
Over on the left-hand side, over on the left-hand side. Up to.
Oh, okay, left-hand side.
There you go.
Right there. Okay.
I'm pointing at it. Can't you see?
You go to save. It says my internet connection is unstable. So you're going to go to saved, and then I'm going to go down to Plexus, to my Plexus folder, and there she is. And then I can copy and paste, bada bing, bada boom, and it does not take you 5 hours to find a post. You've got something right there. So I do that. I'll stop sharing now so we can all see each other. But I do that all the time so that I can throw up a post quickly and move on with my life. Okay, so I wish I had figured that out sooner, but I figured it out eventually. And so if you don't know how to do that, then now you do. Okay. Any other tips or tricks before we hop off? Oh, is there a way to create a post and have it? Okay, I see your question, Susie. To create a post but have it posted at a certain time and date. Yes, there is a way to do that, and I made my page professional so that I could schedule posts. So if you go to professional mode, it will allow you to schedule your posts. Yep, and that, yep, and it will also show you like little things about like if you're slacking, like it told me last week, hey, you posted 57% less and you're getting 78% less engagement. Like I'm not like an influencer, so I wasn't like too concerned about that, but I was like, interesting. Like if you're somebody that's into that, then you've got some data to work with. But yes, I do that, Susie, for that exact reason, because I want to post it for first thing in the morning and not have to worry about posting first thing in the morning. Yeah. So professional mode. Okay, so if you have not yet put out your first post and outed yourself on social media, that's your homework assignment. If you have not been active on social media, then I want you to go post something. It can be Plexus, it can be non-Plexus, but post something because you want to show people that you're a real person and you're not just here to sell them things. And this is just one of the things that you love and you recommend. So I think that covers it. Any others? No? Okay, so next week, Whitney is going to be leading us through lesson 3 and 4. So in the Get Your Products Paid For PDF, you can find those videos, and we will see you next week. Thank you guys for your time. And if you want that PDF, message your sponsor that I created on like social media, do's and don'ts, tips and tricks, and we'll get it to you. Sound good? All right. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, Megan. This was great.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.